Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video from my channel, Star Memories. In today's video, we'll be highlighting America's celebrities who have passed away in the last few days. Our first news is this. Cheers star George Wentz's cause of death is released. Cheers star George Wendt had experienced years of health issues when he died suddenly in May. According to a death certificate reviewed by USA Today on June 10th, the 76-year-old actor was pronounced dead at his Studio City, California, home the morning of May 20th. His wife of nearly 50 years, Bernadette Burkett, informed authorities of his death. Wendt's cause of death was listed as cardiac arrest, when the heart suddenly stops pumping blood. Contributing conditions were years of congestive heart failure, coronary artery disease and hypertension, also known as high blood pressure. He also had end-stage renal disease and hyperlipidemia, high blood cholesterol. Heart failure, which can develop as a result of high blood pressure and coronary artery disease, impacts the organ's ability to pump blood effectively. Per Mayo Clinic, coronary artery disease can sometimes lead to sudden cardiac arrest or the loss of heart activity because of the irregular rhythm of the heart, as plaque buildup causes arteries to narrow. End-stage renal disease is the last stage of long-term kidney disease and indicates the kidney's inability to support normal bodily functions like getting rid of waste and excess water. According to the National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute, between 300,000 and 450,000 people die each year from cardiac arrest. 9 out of 10 people who experience cardiac arrest outside of a hospital will die. CPR and defibrillation can be used to treat a person in cardiac arrest while awaiting emergency services. George Wendt died on the 32nd anniversary of the Cheers finale. Wendt, best known for his beloved role as beer-quaffing barfly Norm Peterson for all 11 seasons of the iconic NBC comedy, earned 6 consecutive Best Supporting Actor Emmy nominations, playing his one-line, delivering everyman character. He also played the Norm role in the short-lived spin-off The Tortellis, a 1990 episode of NBC's Wings, and in an episode of the Cheers spin-off Frasier, featuring psychiatrist Frasier Crane, Kelsey Grammer. His death occurred on the 32nd anniversary of the final Cheers episode that aired on May 20th, 1993. In one of his final public appearances at the 75th Emmy Awards in 2024, Wendt reunited with his Cheers co-stars Ted Danson, Rhea Perlman, Grammer, and Ratzenberger on a recreated set of the show's iconic Boston bar. Wendt's memorable entrance brought one final Norm from his assembled co-stars. The cast honored Wendt in individual tributes following the news of his death. Danson noted, "It would take me a long time to get used to this," in a statement shared with USA Today. Ratzenberger said, "What you saw on screen was exactly who Wendt was off-screen, with impeccable comedic timing and a deep loyalty to those he loved." Perlman called Wendt the sweetest, kindest man I ever met, and Grammer described him as an extraordinary guy. Second news is this. Ananda Lewis, a former MTV host and TV personality, is dead at 52. Her friend Lakshmi Emery shared the news in a June 11th Facebook post. "She's free and in his heavenly arms," Emery wrote, alongside a black and white photo of Lewis. "Lord, rest her soul." She did not say what caused Lewis's death, NBC News reported. Lewis was a well-known VJ on MTV in the late 1990s and early 2000s. She hosted popular shows like Total Request Live and Hot Zone, and launched The Ananda Lewis Show in 2001. In 2019, Lewis was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. She later shared that she chose not to have the double mastectomy her doctors recommended. Instead, she turned to alternative therapies. In a January 2025 essay for Essence, Lewis said she had tried treatments like cutting sugar and alcohol from her diet, monthly ultrasounds, high-dose vitamin C IVs, Qigong exercises, and hyperbaric chamber sessions. When her tumor began growing during the COVID-19 pandemic, she started genetically targeted fractionated chemotherapy. This type of chemotherapy is designed to kill cancer cells while sparing healthy ones, according to the Cleveland Clinic. Despite these efforts, an October 2023 scan showed that her cancer had progressed to stage 4. She then decided to undergo treatment at an integrative care facility, NBC News said. In her final published essay, Lewis reflected on the choices she made. She previously said she regretted not getting mammograms out of fear of radiation exposure, and she urged other women to stay informed. Going into 2023, I would say to women, do everything in your power to avoid my story becoming yours. If I had known what I know now 10 years ago, perhaps I wouldn't have ended up here, Lewis wrote in the Essence piece. I encourage people to look at the information and studies that exist. Seek them out, learn from them, and apply the changes to your life so that you can continue to thrive and live as long as you can, she added. Third news. The true story behind HBO's The Mortician. Who is the Mortician's David Sconce? Charles F. Lamb founded the Lamb Funeral Home in Pasadena, California in the 1920s. His son, Lawrence C. Lamb, took over the business in the 1950s, and then his daughter, Lori-Ann Lamb, and her husband, Jerry Sconce, became the new owners in the 1980s. While Lori-Ann and Jerry ran the mortuary, their son, David Sconce, was in charge of cremation services, which were provided at a separate site they owned, the Pasadena Crematorium in nearby Altadena. He was funny, he was fun, he had a beautiful family. Sconce's ex-wife Barbara Hunt said of her former spouse in the HBO docuseries The Mortician, which chronicles the shocking downfall of the Lamb family business. I was very infatuated, fell in love right away. In hindsight, Hunt continued, she did find it odd that her husband-to-be's grandfather, Lawrence, and grandmother Lucille Lamb both asked her, on their wedding day, if she was sure she wanted to marry Sconce, and her future father-in-law told her, you can back out. I thought it was very strange, but I didn't let it stop me, she recalled. I wanted to marry him. What happened at the Lamb Funeral Home? Sconce started offering cremation services to other funeral homes, in addition to Lamb customers, in around 1982, as remembered in The Mortician by Mountain View Mortuary and Cemetery owner Jay Brown. The Pasadena Crematorium was located on the Mountain View property, Brown explained, and Sconce seemed like a nice fella. Sconce took seats out of an old Dodge van and was driving all around Southern California, from Santa Barbara to San Diego, he said in the series, picking up dead folks. Doing licensed business as Coastal Cremations, Inc., he was charging $55 per case, or dead body, he said, which included the price of a cardboard container to return the ashes and the cost of diesel fuel to power the two-oven crematory. According to Brown, Sconce's prices undercut everyone else in town. Johnny Polarana, who used to work at the crematory for Sconce, said in The Mortician that his boss made everything seem quite normal as they went from 2 or 3 bodies in each oven to 15 at a time. The Lambs provided 194 cremations in 1981 before Sconce took over, according to figures relayed in the series, and 1,675 in 1982 under Sconce's management. That number grew to 3,487 in 1983, 4,250 in 1984, and 8,073 in 1985. I could cremate 1 guy in 2 hours, or put 10 guys, and it takes 2.5 hours, Sconce said in The Mortician. What's the difference? There is none. Hard-hearted as that sounds, there is none. Back in the 1980s, he drove a white Corvette with the license plate IBAN for you. What was happening to the bodies at the Lamb's Pasadena crematory? In addition to commingling the ashes, as Sconce put it, authorities determined that it was also his regular practice to remove gold teeth and fillings from corpses' mouths before they were cremated. Sconce was later charged with taking dental gold. Polarana said in the series that he refused to pop chops when Sconce asked, so his boss did it himself. Sconce, meanwhile, said in The Mortician that his employees did it at length, while he did it on request a couple of different times, family requests. Family wanted it back, Who knows? He told police in 1987 that he did not sell gold. The subsequent criminal investigation also uncovered that the Lamb Funeral Home was harvesting organs without consent. In the series, Sconce detailed being inspired by witnessing a cornea removal on a body he was scheduled to pick up. Figuring he could provide an endless supply of usable parts, he formed the Coastal International Eye and Tissue Bank, Inc., listing himself as executive director. "It doesn't make sense to me to waste stuff when it can help other people," Sconce said in the series, which noted that he could get $500 for brains, $750 for hearts, and $100 for lungs from a biological supply company he contracted with. The now former Mortician blamed his family tree for his focus on money above ethics in his business. Recalling that his grandfather Lawrence, who died in '91, used to gather the family for pictures at Christmas and instruct them to say, "Money." Sconce said, "This was learned through generations, so if you want to say fruit of the poisonous tree, there you go." Fourth news. Lauren Miller's husband shares update on their newborn after her death. Kevin Miller is sharing an update on his and Lauren Miller's baby boy. Days after the Real Housewives executive died on June 9th, moments after giving birth to her and Kevin's son, Jackson, her husband shared a heartwarming update on their newborn. Kevin is delighted to share that baby Jackson is out of the NICU and at home with his dad and sister. Lauren's colleague, Sherry Pender, wrote on GoFundMe, June 12th. "He has been an angel and has eaten and slept like a champ. He is so alert and attentive already at just 4 days old." This news came after Lauren's employer, Shed Media, which produces several Bravo shows, announced the sad news that she had passed away. "It is with devastated hearts that we share that our beloved colleague, Lauren, died unexpectedly just moments after giving birth to her baby boy." The media company captioned an Instagram tribute post that same day, alongside photos of Lauren, who is also mom to 3-year-old daughter Emma, and her family. Of all the things Lauren loved most, being a mother was at the top, and ensuring that her children are being taken care of would mean everything to her. And underneath the heartbreaking announcement, Kevin gushed about the amazing woman and mother his late wife had been. "Lauren is the love of my life, and I was blessed by God that she chose to spend her life with me and give me 2 beautiful children to remember her every minute of every day," he wrote. "Please pray for our family, and thank you all for the prayers, kind words, and thoughts." Joining him in sending their condolences, several reality stars took to the comments to express their own grief. While Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Heather Gay left a broken heart emoji, Real Housewives of Orange County's Tamara Judge wrote, "Prayers for her family and friends. This is absolutely heartbreaking." And when it came to the legacy that Lauren left, Sherry detailed the effect that her warm smile, kind heart, and thoughtful, intuitive nature had on every single person she encountered. That the day Lauren was so eagerly awaiting should end in tragedy is truly unfathomable, her dear friend wrote on GoFundMe, June 10th. It was no secret how close she was to her entire family or how excited she was when she got to start her own. From getting engaged to Kevin and then getting married to becoming a mother with Emma and next with Jackson, Lauren beamed whenever she talked about all that she had with her beautiful family. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe